Hey everybody, my name is M. E-M-M. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and herself. Um, and I am a women's and gender studies major focusing in transgender studies, which is not an official thing yet, at Rutgers University. Did I say that? New Brunswick, New Jersey. I've also got a philosophy minor. Um, huh. My transition is the next talking point. Really, given that this is a YouTube channel focusing on trans API voices, I'm sure I'm going to be talking about it a lot more. Uh, but where to start? Uh, it's been about 10 months since I like marked like the real start of my transition. I had a long period of questioning, and it was like 6 months where I started identifying as genderqueer after understanding myself for most of my life as a straight guy. Um, and during that period, like I didn't like say it, but really the question was like, hey, do I want to start transition? And hey, answer is yeah, and it feels really good. Feels really, really good. Um, I mean, hell, it's not easy. Um, there's a lot of times when I get looks for like being, male bodied, wearing a skirt and shit like that. Um, and there's a lot of times when I feel like I will just never be pretty, and there's a lot of times I feel like I will just never pass. Um, but like, hell, we all gotta be ourselves, We all gotta be ourselves. And I think it's worth it already. So, 10 months since really starting to ask the question, and then about 4 months HRT now, um, which is it's going really well. I'm sad that estrogen won't take away my facial hair, and it won't conceal my shadow, and it won't raise my voice. But it definitely feels like the texture of my skin is changing. It definitely feels like the shape of my body is changing a little bit. And even like my face, like the shape of my eyes, I feel like has changed. Um, oh man, that's like, uh, the shape of my eyes brings us right into the next topic, which is, this is trans API Asian Pacific Islander voices. So the topic of eye shape, haha, um, segues nicely. So I'm a Hapa. I'm a Hafi. My dad is Korean, and my mother is Australian and white. Um, that is like she is nationally Australian and racially white. Um, and I think uh, it's cool to be it's cool to be part of this channel as the only trans femme. And as far as I can tell, I'm also the only Happy, so to speak. Hapa. I like Hapa. I'm not from like Hawaii though, so I don't know how comfortable I am like um, appropriating that term. But really, there's no good word for it, and I think it's a really interesting place um, in the racial order, so to speak. Not that I'm advocating a racial order, but there is a real racial order in in the United States, because like you know I'm read in different ways. Some people will immediately be like, "Hey, you're definitely part Asian," and some people will be like, "What?" Like, I had no idea that you know that I just thought you were white. Um, so I don't know. So I think there's like interesting questions to be raised about hoppaness, if I can say that, or being half white and half model minority, so to speak. Because like I don't know, my identities are always kind of in the air, and like I definitely don't identify as being white, but I don't know if I am entitled to identify as a person of color, you know? Um, so I don't know. I don't know. That's a complicated question, and one I'll return to a lot of the time. I'm sure. I'm gonna come back to it again and again. Finally, my interests and what's going on in my life. I really like electronic music. I really like industrial music. I like hanging out at goth clubs more than I like to admit. Um, but I recently made friends with Eureka. And Eureka is so cool. First off, Eureka is a V. Eureka is genderqueer and is a V. V pronouns. So, for example, I went to V's house today. Or I played V's synthesizer. Oh, those are two possessives. V let me play with V's synthesizer. There's a good way to use it in a sentence. Um, and we're starting an industrial band called Shape Changer Pact. Super cool. The idea is, um, angry, evil electronics and lots of distortion with queer genders. Oh, how cool is that? Anyway, um, I'm at the 7 minute mark and it's been too long, so I am gonna say good night for now. You have a good night, and I will catch you next week. Peace.